Alright, welcome back to another episode of RLcraft. Today we're going to be looking at making the wall a little bit higher around the lake and start to smelt sand into glass. So let's begin. Of course, if you want to join the server, I outlined it beforehand, but I will put a link in the description. If you do want to join the server, of course you have to download the RLcraft mod pack on CurseForge or Forge or any Minecraft modding service you use. You'll have to download the RLcraft mod pack to have access to the server, but once you do, you'll be able to join the server for free. And we would like it best if you could vote for the server, because if you vote for the server, it does help out the server a lot. Anyway, let's begin. We're going to be using our 2 stone stacks to start. Um, we're going to start building up this wall here, and we have our little dino still here, but we're going to try our best to just make the wall bigger. And if we make the wall bigger, of course, we can start adding glass to it. So, yesterday was October 7th. People were being incredibly obnoxious. In fact, I should probably look up and see if there's anything that went on yesterday, because I don't believe so. Uh, nothing, nothing recently. I know the hurricane is coming in. Milton, Category 1, could be Category 2 by the time I'm done uploading this. Um, Yeah, I really don't like the people who say that hurricanes don't do shit until they do, because that is stupid. But even if you want to be stupid, just, you know, just say that you're not educated on the subject and people will just, take your opinion with a grain of salt and move on. That's all I can really ask. Honestly, I can't really ask you to be like sympathetic, because some people are just non-sympathetic to things such as hurricanes, because they're like, oh, if you live there, then that's your fault for living there. Maybe you should not have lived there. And it's like, okay, next time a blizzard happens in Michigan, if you live there, I will say, sorry, but you chose to live in Michigan, so I'm not that offended when you tell me that I should be worried about you having a blizzard. Except I lived in Michigan, therefore I can say with the utmost certainty that living in both a hurricane-prone and blizzard-prone environment, I can say be confident that I believe that all natural disasters have deserve the right to be treated as life-changing disasters. North Carolina is still without power, and I find that to be incredibly stupid. Is that a lapis? There's a lapis down there. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh. Alright, that lapis was not worth getting. Not worth getting. Now let's heal back up. Alrighty. So we're just going to be making a wall, and then I guess we're going to have to do some more mining. But it's good that at least we have a solid wall foundation, because at least we have a perimeter set for the farm. Of course, now we have to do more mining, but life is life. You can't really do stuff about that. I forgot I had to be a little bit better about cursing because of YouTube's kind of soft ban on cursing. Obviously, they haven't banned it fully, but they would if they could. So, have to be a little bit more careful about what I say. It's a stupid ban, but they control the money, not me. So, I'll stop using this. I need to get that in the habit of not using the book as much. Alright, so I guess in the comment section, I guess I should do this just because I want engagement, obviously, but also I want people to be a little bit more engaged in the channel overall. I would just say as a, what is that? Oh, mushrooms. I don't care about that. Guess I could start mining this side. Oh, there's gravel. Unfortunate. Alright, I guess what I should do, if I want to make a little bit more engagement happen, I would say comment down below, I guess, your favorite color, because I really would like to know what that is. I guess what I could do, in an overall sense, what I could do is, in the future, I mean, we're going to be doing some stuff, but, I mean, once we get dragons, which we do have a dragon egg, but we do not have the proper utility for it, so I do not want to spawn a dragon without knowing first how to make sure I'm in control of it, but also to make sure it doesn't attack my other clanmates. So I'm going to wait until we have a good village and a good fortified area before I start incubating that egg. We have 3 eggs, and we got them from the market. I think I explained before how to get to the market, but I can show you guys right now if you're curious. Just do slash market, and you can go through all of the battle burrito. Don't know what battle burrito is, and you can just go through and you can buy things you need. Um, yeah, I don't need more armor. I mean, I do need armor, but I also don't really need it right now. Alright, I guess another thing I could ask is, is anybody in North Carolina? Because one of my friends is, and they say they don't have power still, but they do go and drive up to charge their devices at a local, like, power waypoint that someone has set up in their neighborhood. So I do want to ask if anybody does live in NY because in NC because I mean obviously you're having a rough time and I do appreciate you guys spending your day if you do have limited power to watch my videos. That's extremely generous and I thank you for it. But it's also like I don't know what you guys are up to because it's a pretty rough world out there in North Carolina especially. So of course obviously obviously it's one of those situations where I can't really say anything because I don't live there, but it's also one of those situations where I can be like, I was in a situation where I was stranded for 2 weeks in a town because of hurricane, but at the same time, I don't want to say that like my experience was the same because my experience was 2 weeks and technically we were just dumb because we could have just evacuated before. And of course, the people in North Carolina did not have time to evacuate. So it's just a sad story altogether, regardless. Obviously, if you do live in North Carolina, just know that everyone here is very knowledgeable of the situation. Like, we know that you're struggling. Like, don't take it as like me trying to be like, hey, listen, I know you're in North Carolina, but like, I'm not, so you should have just not lived there. Like, obviously, no. Like, that's just a stupid position. And I have seen some people saying, like, well, why don't you just leave? Like, I'm not married to New York. I would move immediately, like if I had to. But it's like, no, that's not what happens. What is that? It's still a mushroom or whatever. I don't need a mushroom. I don't want to go too far into the caves. I will get coal though. Coal is important. But yeah, there's like people online being like, why don't you just move? It's like they didn't know the hurricane was going there. All right? Like if they knew the hurricane was going there, they would have left. But like it was going to be a tropical storm, and then it strengthened to a category 4, almost 5 hurricane. So it's like, dude, no one knew this. Like, I don't care if you like watch some niche YouTube channel that was like, oh, this is going to be the end times hurricane. Like, yeah, that person was probably crazy. They were probably trying to get you to like subscribe to their Substack or something. It was like, no one predicted it was going to be this bad, okay? No one predicted it was going to be this bad. Some people were predicting that it was going to be worse than what other people were saying, but no one could have predicted that it was going to turn North Carolina into a freaking apocalypse. And it is an apocalypse. There's people coming down as far as my town. And even though I may live close to North Carolina, I don't live like close enough for you to drive and it be like the most convenient drive. Okay? If you're coming here instead of somewhere else, you're only coming here if nowhere else is available. Like you're not just coming here because you want to. You're coming here because you're forced to. And like that sucks and I just sympathize directly with everyone who's had to like struggle to come here because I don't live in a good area, but like it's not Atlanta, so obviously I can see why they didn't want to come to Atlanta, but like you're only coming here if there's no other place for you. So I am very extremely fortunate that we only got like a few down power lines and a gas truck that exploded is the wrong term. Ignited is probably better, but it still did cause an entire bridge to be closed for 3 days. But 3 days is still kind of, I honestly should tell that story, but I'm gonna leave that till. No, I might as well just tell it now. Okay, so if you guys don't know, every most gas stations during storms will not have gas delivered until the storm is over. So the BP that's near my house, probably about 15 minutes away, because I live in a suburban neighborhood, so it's not the closest gas station. I wasn't even going to the gas station, but that's where the highway exit is and highway entrance. So I did need to go there to get north because I was driving to Gainesville. Anyway, I went there and the road was closed, and apparently a gas truck had been blown over by the wind. So a couple trees got knocked down around my area, but nothing too serious. We didn't lose power at least for a little while. We did for like 30 minutes, but it came back on. So we are like, yay, we made it through the nick of the storm. We got really extremely lucky considering what happened in North Carolina. But then this gas truck got blown over and the caps came off of the truck. I don't know how that happens. I feel like the caps have to be like secured by something. They can't just roll off. But anyway, something happened. I'm not going to blame the person who was in the truck. They probably just fled because the truck was rolling over and they didn't want to be there. But the truck rolled over and the fuel seeped onto the highway bridge. So the entry, so that exit was shut down. So and then the bridge was shut down for a little bit while they cleaned it up. So while they were getting the equipment to clean it up, apparently my friend who lives closer to the exit said some idiot in a truck because he was at the local grocery store that the gas station was in the parking lot of. If you don't live in suburban areas of the country, usually there is a gas station in the grocery like the grocery area parking lot. So this BP was in the grocery store parking lot. So the truck tipped over, spewed onto the highway exit that the gas station was next to, and then this guy in apparently a truck, but since I'm a hater of Dodge Rams, I'm gonna just assume it was a Dodge Ram or Cybertruck. He ran over the bridge because he just had to get onto the highway going south instead of north, so he had to go across the bridge. He ran over the fuel and he ignited it, and it was a big plume of smoke. Like we thought there was like some huge. We thought it was some huge. Obviously, we don't get forest fires, but like we thought it was something big that had to be on fire when the way was spewing out. And it was. It was the entirety of the road was on fire. Just because some idiot had to get onto the highway, and he didn't much care if he just ruined everyone else's day. But he just decided that he had to be the one that was the only person that can use the bridge, and he just straight up ignited the dang bridge with his stupid, stupid decisions. And so, yeah, the bridge was closed for about 3 days, and that was pretty much the extent of Hurricane Helene in my area. A couple down trees, we lost power for half an hour, came back on, and we lost an exit to a highway for 3 days because some idiot in a truck decided to ignite the entire bridge. So yeah, that's pretty much my story. And honestly, there's nothing really to do, so I guess I'll leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down below your favorite color and what your thoughts are if you live in North Carolina, if you have power, about the extent of the damage. I wish you the best. Have a great day, everyone. And of course, toodaloo.